Okay? So, this activity is called, this is Chapter 4. This is Chapter 4, and this is our expansion activity. It's called A Very Busy Month. A very busy month. Have you ever had some months where you're very, very busy and you're running all over the world?
Yes.
Okay. See that world map over there? Well, our Kathy is very, very busy this month, and she has to travel all over the world. Okay? So we are going to find out where Kathy is traveling to. All right? And when we practice this, we're going to practice our TH sounds. Do you have your mirror?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because it's always good to look at your lovely teeth, your lovely lips, your terrific tongue. Yeah? Okay. So we're going to be practicing some TH sounds. How many TH sounds do we have in English? How many TH sounds are there? There are 2. Okay. How do we distinguish them? What are the 2? Voiced and voiceless? Okay, good. Which is easier for you? Voiced or voiceless? Voiced? Voiceless? How many think voiced is easier? Raise your hand if you think the voiced one is easier. Voiced sound is easier. Okay, thank you. How many think voiceless sound is easier? Voiceless sound is easier. Okay, about half an hour, and some of you don't have any hands. Maybe you think nothing's easy. Okay, what do these 2 sounds have in common? What do we do with our tongue and teeth to make what's the thing that we do in common for both the voiced and voiceless sounds? We place the tongue where? Between the upper and lower teeth. All right, so we place the tongue between the upper and lower teeth. Look in your mirror, okay? Look in your mirror. Make sure that the placement is between your upper and lower teeth. All right, now, if we make the voiceless one, we have to let out air. Where does the air come out? On the sides of the tongue? On the bottom of the tongue? Or the top of the tongue? Where should the air come out? Okay, it should come out over the top of the tongue. It should flow out over the top of the tongue. Okay, take a big breath. All right, you know what? You need some practice with your tongue. Let's go like this. Go ahead, look at your mirror. Okay, show your partner your tongue. Go like this. Show your partner. Okay, nice. All right, good. Okay, so your tongue is a little bit warmed up now. Let's try that voiceless TH again. Remember, you need to let the air come out over the top of it very smoothly, continuously. Big breath. And again. And keep doing it. Thin. Thin. Thick. Thick. Have you heard this expression, to be friends through thick and thin? Have you heard this expression? Okay, so suppose you have friends. You know, you have some friends who are very close to you, and some friends who are maybe more like acquaintances. But the ones who are really close to you, they know you very well, you know them very well, and in good times and bad times, you share everything with them. And they don't disappear in bad times. Like if you're having trouble, they don't all of a sudden walk out the door. They're there to help you. They're there to be with you, or to cry with you, or to laugh with you. So when we say through thick and thin, that means through bad times and good times, your friends are there. So isn't that a nice phrase? Especially because we get to practice TH sound. So let's say thick and thin. Thick and thin. Now we have to add the word through. Through. Through thick and thin. Through thick and thin. Let's stick together through thick and thin. Let's stick together through thick and thin. stick together through thick and thin. Let's stick together through thick and thin. Good. Look at your mirror and say that 3 times. Let's stick together through thick and thin. Good. Okay, that's great. Now, how about the voiced sound? In the voiced sound, we let the vibration from your throat travel all the way through your tongue, and you feel your tongue vibrating. Feel your tongue vibrating. This, that, these, those, other, mother, brother. I have another brother. But not another mother. I have another brother, but not another mother. Okay. I have another brother, but not another mother. Look in your mirror and say that 3 times. I have another brother, but not another mother. I have another brother, but not another mother. I see people going like this, like, oh, my tongue is not working right. Okay, so that's a good one. Good. Now, do you know that when we use numbers, we have cardinal numbers and ordinal numbers? So cardinal numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. Ordinal numbers tell which order they come in. Okay, so we have first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th. Oh, this one's a really hard one. T, W, E, L, F, Th. That's a lot of sounds, right? Let's take them one at a time. T, W, E, L, 12. 12th. That's a lot of sounds, right? English is sometimes makes you crazy, but it gives your mouth a lot of exercise. 12th. 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 Okay, now what comes after 12th? 13th. 13th. Okay, be careful. Don't put the TH out in the middle. Don't say 13th. 13th? No. 13th. Good. 13th. 13th. What comes after that? 14th. 14th. And next? 15th. 15th. And then? 16th. 16th. And then? 17th. 17th. And next? 18th. And then? 19th. And then? 20th. I'm going to give you a hint. This word has 3 syllables stressed on the first. And I'm hearing some of you say 3 syllables, but I don't hear all of you saying 3 syllables. So try it again. Okay, 3 syllables. It's like this. 20th. 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 So we spell it TWENTIETH. 20th. 20th. What's after the 20th? 21st? Try again. 21st. 21st. What's after the 21st? 22nd? No. 22nd. 22nd. And then? 23rd. 23rd. And then? 24th. 24th. And then? 25th. 25th. And next? 26th. 26th. And then? 27th. 27th. And then? 28th. 28th. Then? 29th. 29th. And then? 30th. 3 syllables. 30th. 30th. What's after that? 31st. Okay, I'm going to have you stop here because that's all that we have in a month. Month. All right, let's say the month of May. The month of May. Look at your mouth, look at your tongue, look at your teeth. The month of May. The month of May. The month of May. Kathy. Kathy's very busy. Especially in the month of May. All right, so she's going to go on a business trip, and she's going to travel all over the world. So when she travels all over the world, she'll be in different countries. And we need to find out from each other, from the 2 partners, on what day she's going to what place and how long she's going to be there. So we see a calendar. Do you see the calendar?
Yes.
Okay, so you see the calendar showing which month? May. The month of May. Okay, so you and your partner have the month of May, but you don't both have the same information. You have the same month, and you have the same dates. And you have the same for the first example, which is the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd of the month. But the rest of it is different. But don't look. Don't look. Do your information exchange by asking and answering. So we're going to use ordinal numbers for dates, such as the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th. We always say the right before it. The 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th. All right? So we're going to ask these questions. If you look in the box, you'll see 2 examples. One of them says, where does Kathy go? From the 1st to the 3rd. Let's practice that. Where does Kathy go? From the 1st to the 3rd. Where does Kathy go from the 1st to the 3rd? Okay, now I'd like you to say that again in your mirror, because then I'd like you to take a look at your tongue, because some of you had your tongues in really good position and some of you had them kind of funny, kind of weird. So make sure the TH is in the right position when you say the 1st. Where does Kathy go from the 1st to the 3rd? Okay, look in your mirror. Where does Kathy go? From the 1st to the 3rd. Okay, look in the mirror. Say that again. Where does Kathy go? From the 1st to the 3rd. Don't look at your book. Look at your mirror. Where does Kathy go? From the 1st to the 3rd. Okay, I'm going to tell you the answer. She goes to Mexico. Now, notice that when we ask the question, we say, where does Kathy go? Base form go, because it matches with the auxiliary does. But when we give the answer, we have to use 3rd person S at the end, goes. She goes. Okay, she goes to Mexico. So Mexico is 3 syllables, stress on the first. Mexico. Right. Okay, so the next question is going to be, how do you spell Mexico? Okay, so if your partner tells you she goes to Mexico, then you ask, how do you spell the name of that country? So in this case, we're saying, how do you spell Mexico? How do you spell Mexico? And then your partner's going to tell you, M-E-X-I-C-O. Okay, so let's say that I'm your partner this first time, all right? And now you can use your pencil to write in the answer that I give you. And you're going to write your answer on the calendar. All right, so you're going to take your pencil and write in the information. Now when you look at the dates 1, 2, and 3, they're blank. Aren't they blank? So that means you don't know where they're going to go until, and where she's going to go until I tell you. All right, let's practice. You ask me the question. Pardon me, could you say that again, please? Okay, good. I like the intonation. Where does Kathy go from the first to the third? Following intonation because it's a WH question. So I answer, she goes to Mexico. And you ask? Okay, when I tell you the answer, you have to write it down, right? You have to write it down on the calendar for the first, the second, and the third. Mexico, M-E-X-I-C-O. And what are you doing now? You are writing down the letters. Are you writing with your pencil? You don't have a pencil. Yes. You need to borrow a pencil if you don't have one. And then you can write it down on the calendar for the first, second, and third. Got it? Okay. So now that you've done the example with me, you can continue asking your partner, taking turns. For example, if you don't have anything in the 4th or the 5th or the 6th or whatever, then it's suitable for you to ask a question like this. You would say, where does Kathy go? From the 4th to the 6th. And then your partner will give you the answer. Then you ask, how do you spell blah, 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 and then you will write it down on your calendar. And then you'll take turns asking and answering. And then at the end, you'll fill your calendar and you'll check with each other. Got it? Okay, go ahead.